Hello, please enter. Yeah. Okay.
Hi,
Hi.
Dr. Joseph.
Hi. How are you?
Best.
Then what else?
Shall we start?
Only two? Only two.
4:30 you said.
Yeah, 4:30 I started.
I know. So let us start. No, just kidding.
Okay, 3 members now. Then what else?
They will come.
Everything going
They
fine?
will come.
Any questions? Any questions by the time? Today, your our topic. Today, our topic.
Renal failure.
Yeah, of course. Okay, please ask some questions.
Can Ayurvedic medicine prevent or decrease the need for dialysis?
Actually, the thing is that, see, what I usually told is that first you have to start with hypertension or diabetes. Last moment, we will not be able to handle the patient. So this is the concept. As early as the possible, every possibility to recover. Last moment, I think it will be very difficult job. That's a very difficult job.
So once the patient is on dialysis, then Ayurveda has no role to play.
Of course, that can increase the appetite level and many such, providing the nutrition to the micro tissue level. That everything is possible, but completely reversing when the kidney is completely shut down, I don't think, like, I don't have any such experience of
No,
treating.
it is not shut down. I have a friend. I have an MP friend whose
Okay.
wife has uncontrolled hypertension for many years now.
Okay.
And she is already on dialysis twice a week.
Okay.
But she is maintained only on Ayurvedic medicine. This MD fellow, he is like sold out on Ayurveda. I don't know what all is being given to her, but she is alive only because she is taking Ayurvedic medicine and of course dialysis. So that is why I asked.
Yeah, see, that's what I told you. So when there is a problem, so along with the dialysis, we can do much things. But I am telling you, reversal, complete reversal, that has to be, it's a difficult.
Obviously, nobody can reverse it because the cells are dead, right?
Of course, yeah. Before to that, ending to that stage, so we can stop it anywhere in between and can be reverted back. So that's the thing. So
here again, you are what do you call increasing the pitta. I mean, I don't know.
Actually, see, what I am going to tell you is that, see, what is the cause for hypertension, cause for diabetes? So we are eliminating that cause. Okay, if that cause is eliminated, automatically restoration will take place. So each and every patient is different. Not single medicine or single therapy is not valid for each and every patient. So only I specifically ask you to learn Nadi, and especially the Dravya. Each and every medicinal plant has its own capacity to increase Pitta, decrease Pitta, increase Vata, decrease Vata. So based on that, so we are fulfilling where is deficient. If Vata is deficient, put some Vata increasing drugs. If Pitta is deficient, put some Pitta increasing drugs so that it will be in an equilibrium. When homeostasis is being maintained in the body, then the problem is solved. Getting the point.
There is one more thing realizing, I
Yeah.
don't attend fully, but whenever I'm listening, that usually Ayurveda is never a monotherapy. There is more than 2-3 plants or 2-3 herbs are given as a medicine. Is it not right?
Of course, see, single medicine, if you are giving, it will be something like allopathy itself. Because Ekamulika Prayoga, if you start giving the patient, means it will be something like we extract something and give it to the patient. It have got very fast effect and side effect also. So for each and everything has a equivalent and opposite reaction. So what we are taking here in the Ayurhomeo or Ayurveda thing is, so we are combining few medicines together such that the effect of one thing is being neutralized by one other thing. So Ushnavirya and Shitavirya will be there in that. So henceforth, not much action will be expected at once, but slowly it starts repairing and giving nourishment, and that way of action is being always appreciated in Ayurveda and Ayurhomeo itself. Not in a way suddenly if you give some yeah, ask.
Most of the allopaths are of the, I mean, this is our, what do you call, wrong or right belief, I don't know. But usually Ayurvedic drugs, you have to continue for a long time. First to start working, and second to maintain. So it is like allopathy, you give 5 days course and that's, you're done. But
Of course.
I mean, this is what my understanding is, that Ayurvedic drugs takes longer to start, and you have to take it for a very long time.
Yes, of course.
Is it right, or
Yeah, of course. See, till how much time it has to be taken, it depends upon the Nadibala. If at all, if you come to Chikmagalur to dig a borewell, you get in a 150 feet also. Okay, if I go to Gadag or Bijapur, we get in 800. Okay, so what is the difference means how much is the vital capacity of a person? That is more important. So for example, I have got 45 marks. You need a grace mark only 5 marks to pass me. So you give something, I will be okay. But those who have got only 2 marks, 10 marks, how will you pass them? So they should keep on training, tuition, everything has to be given. Okay, so that's the difference. So we cannot make one single statement. It's very slow or it's with speed. It differs from patient to patient. Only that much we can tell. Okay, so shall we start the program?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So today our let me introduce.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Today, Dr. Joseph is going to tell us about chronic renal failure and how Ayurveda can help the patients. So over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so let us start with the how the problems will occur. So what are the diseases which are leading to the kidney problem or kidney failure? So when we understand that when I got diabetes, when I got hypertension, so when I get recurrent UTI infections, when I get renal calculi, these are all the warning signs. These warning signs, when it is been neglected, and when we feel that I am taking medicines for that and I am eating all the necessary things, what are the wish, like, if I wanted to eat honey cake, pastry cakes, biryani, I am eating, and still what I am doing. So in order to decrease the sugar level, if I'm started to take 2-3 tablets, metformin or something like that, whichever, that could be Ayurveda or homeopathy, it doesn't matter. So whether you are following a proper diet plan, whether you are following your mental condition, it's very calm, cool. Are you able to control your thoughts? Okay, your anger. So all these factors keep on disturbing us day by day. So you know that each and every day many cells die, and each and every day many cells develop. So if the process of dying and regeneration is not balanced, then what will happen? So we will lose the tissues, we will lose organs. So this is the process how we are dying. So henceforth, so what is the process, at what speed we are going? If you put on the accelerator in the car, it goes up to 60, 80, 120, 160 even, no issues. So when you want to slow down, you can put the brakes whenever you are very interested to eat a pastry cake, whenever you wanted to eat a junk food. So if you start putting a brake, that will decrease your death possibility, because there is a book called White and Deadly, so which will state that it's not the fat, it's not the grita or cheese, butter which we are eating making cholesterol high or hyperlipidemia. Instead, what it is actually happening is that sugar, we are all are craving for sugar. See, because see, the sugar means whatever the rice, ragi, chapati, whatever the form, siridanya, whatever the form you take. So it's something like you take one chapati, it is equal to one tablespoon of sugar. Both are equivalently right in when it's compared to the stomach. So it get absorbed as carbohydrates, glucose. So how much glucose I will be using for my day-to-day life? So if you take 100 grams of rice, you will be having the stamina to run or walk 3 kilometers. Okay, you will be able to walk 3 kilometers. Okay, that is, you get 300 kilocalories. So now you imagine in which all forms we are taking the food, like it could be rice, chapati, mudde, so many pastas, burger, pizza, in all those forms you keep on weighing the things, it will round about 2 kg or more. That is 2400 calories, where you would have walked much bigger kilometers, where you take the energy much and you spend the energy very less. Henceforth, what will happen? Slowly the saved energy, that is like, if I keep money in the bank, it will be there. If I spend, then only it get it will be getting reduced. In the same way, I keep on storing excess of energy in my body, so which will be converted into fat. So initially, basically, it goes to adipose tissue, and a few things will go to visceral fat, and a few things will go as cholesterol. And what will happen? This visceral fat will reduce one toxic material. Okay, so by which what will happen? It will shut the mouth of a cell, so that insulin, even though insulin is there all over, so the insulin resistance will be causing. So henceforth, even though cell requires the glucose, it is not able to take. That is why the sugar started. There is insulin, but cells are not taking the glucose. So what actually the nature meant to? So please stop carb. Do the expenditure. So what we are doing, we are not expending anything. So we are taking tablets by tablets, kashaya by kashaya, in order to reduce the blood glucose level only. Okay, so what about the other forms? So you are only concerned about, whenever you test your glucose, you only think about my sugar has reached 300, 400, likewise. Next day, you take 2-3 tablets and go and check. What will happen? Obviously, those tablets or those medicines which will reduce the glucose in the blood level, of course, you will be happy to get 150, 100. Oh, you will be happy. And what you are thinking? Okay, I'm very controlled diabetes. Okay, my HbA1c under control. You are not understanding one thing. You are destroying your liver, because whichever tablet, whichever medicine you are going to take, in whichever forms, in whichever systems, whichever pathis, allopathy, homeopathy, ayurveda, whichever pathis, you are destroying your liver. Because see, if you want to digest which paracetamol, which metformin, you just, there are only 2 methods where it has to enter to the liver or enter to the kidney, into the circulation. So henceforth, it will destroy few cells when it get imbibed into the blood. Henceforth, so let us not make medicine which very stronger. You give such a medicine such that the system itself get corrected. It's not like I have told you the concept of donor cell therapy, where so you are giving something, so by which body will create such a protein based on the donor, and it starts regenerating. So the medicine should be in a slow dose, so that it should not give any side effect. And second thing, it should lead the like disarranged cell into a harmony. If that is okay, then only the purpose of Ayurhomeo or Ayurveda will do a good job. So whenever you give in a kidney failure patient, you give Gokshura, Punarnava in a larger quantity, definitely kidney will shut down and the patient will go for a dialysis very soon. Okay, so what is the necessity of making a patient from a small case to a larger case? So without understanding our system, we simply give mega dosing, which is very much bad in at least in Ayurveda and Ayurhomeo. Give a certain dose. It should be very minimum dose that we think that it is not acting, but body tissues are very intelligent tissues, because the each and every cell, imagine you're treating a cell and don't think of if you're treating Dr. Joseph. Oh, Joseph is a heavy, bulky, heavy body weight, is around about 80 to 90 kg. Don't put the medicines according to his body and body weight, because it will be more. Think Joseph as in one cell, and you treat one cell. If one cell get corrected, this one cell which is been getting corrected will initiate the other cell. Oh, to get corrected, it's not a big deal. So I have been corrected, so you correct yourself. So what will happen? Other cells also tend to get revived by this. So this type of medicine has to be introduced. Unless until this is not done, we are creating a patient. So we are creating diabetes patient into a renal failure patient, hypertension patient into a renal failure or cardiac patient. So we are creating patient by patient. So only patients are increasing day by day. Okay. So now let me tell you one thing, one interesting thing. So if diabetes patients are told, no, you have to cut down your calories, stop taking junks, take good protein, good fat, good fibers. Okay, then only little bit, maybe 100 grams, only carbohydrates. What will happen? No medicines for you. You have to go for a jogging. You have to do some yogasana. You have to work. Then your sugar, if at all, if it is reduced, then only you are under control. If this bhaya, this fear is there in each and every patient, the patient will avoid all the junks, keep a break to all the junks, keep a break to much food. So what for the taste purpose, we go for up to a greater extent. Like, we require taste. Without taste, we do not eat anything. Maybe whatever it is tasty to the tongue, it will be bitter to the stomach. Whatever it is bitter to the tongue, it will be tasty to the stomach. So only kashayas are bitter in taste. So it will be bitter to the tongue. So most of the people will tell that Ayurveda, it's very bitter. We do not take it. But you have to understand one thing, whatever it is bitter, it will be helpful to the liver and our organs. So now, what will the bitter things will do? Bitter things will stop the carbohydrate metabolism. It will give a break. Henceforth, what we are going to learn is that, so how well we can control the present day diabetes or hypertension or which cardiovascular disease or anything of that sort in a basic way itself. So how we are going to understand, analyze in a micro level. So let us start. There are 102 slides, I suppose. So I will not be able to go through each and every slide. So whatever I would like to tell you, I will be telling. Other things, everything is well evident and it's very clearly written in this slide. So step by step, you will be able to understand whenever you read. Because as I would like to stress more on medicine and the pathophysiological process, what is taking place in the this kidney failure patient. That's very much important. So I think kidneys, the blood shapes, like, how many nephrons, all these things, what are the cause of the diabetes. So diabetic retinopathy, high blood pressure, kidney cancer, okay, nephrogenic diabetes mellitus, what are the tests has to be carried out, that is ultrasound, okay, then blood test, MRI, endoscope, biopsy. So in few things we give, like, we do nephrostomy, lithotripsy for the renal calculi, okay, dialysis at the last end stage, what is they will be called as hemodialysis, peritoneal dialysis, kidney transplant at no way, no option left, then we go for a kidney transplants. What are nephrons, what are renal corpuscles, what are the glomerulus, what are the Bowman capsules, okay, what is renal context made up of, what is renal medulla is made up of. So all these things is related to the kidney. So now let us understand what are the functions of the kidney. That's more important. What we just dragged through, rushed through was the anatomy which you have read, because those who are here in this group is only doctors. That's why I suggested that only doctors can understand this, because I cannot go to the depth. One thing, why is vitamin D connected to the kidney? The kidney are the important part of helping the body to use vitamin D. So only I keep on stressing that kidney plays a vital role in calcium channel metabolism. So whatever the liver processes, the, like, whenever you take vitamin D in the form of tablets or direct sunlight, what will happen? It enters to the liver. From there, what will happen? The kidney will give a new life to the vitamin D. That is, like, active vitamin D is being formed by the kidney. So whenever your kidneys are weak, what will happen? Your calcium channel metabolism is lost. One thing. So where kidney has to put the calcium, what will happen? It calcium stones or salts start accumulating in the kidney itself. We go for lithotripsy and many other things without understanding it's a defective calcium channel metabolism. Anyhow, I'll ask a question for you. A patient will come to you saying that I have got renal calculi, one thing. Second, the same patient will tell you that I am having osteoporotic changes. So what doctor has to suggest? So doctor will be under confusion. So if I give calcium, stone will increase. If I give don't give calcium, bone will suffer from calcium and further problem will be there. So now what it actually means? It means that there is a defective calcium channel metabolism where body or kidney is not analyzing the things and does not know where to put. It was knowing, but it's now, it's like, something like short circuit. So this has to be correct. This short circuit has to be corrected rather than going and removing the stones, further giving calcium tablets, and the same thing will happen. So one patient had come to me. He was excise sub inspector. He came to me. He told, sir, I have carried out all the 4 types of removing the kidney stones, different varieties. What are all the varieties we have today? He has completed all the varieties. Anyhow, government will pay for him, no problem. But still, I tell you, few people will land up while going for a blast or something like that. Many people, or I have seen at least few of people losing their kidneys or going for acute renal failure. So why do we allow such cases? So if at all we are having proper understanding of our body and how the body works, it is very significant. The only thing there is that every knowledge, it is there in the surrounding itself. We are not analyzing. So what we are doing, slightly, this is renal stone, put some medicine, give some Gokshura Punarnava, Chandra Prabhavati, Pashana Beda, finished. We are not understanding why this happened. We are not asking. We are not using our brain. As you play the chess, you are using your brain while you are treating your patient, but you are not using your brain. Why it is so? Because it's of our ignorance. As you think that we have understood everything. So each and every day, we are not planning and understanding what made me wrong, whether I am correct in this pathway. So henceforth, it's essential for each and everyone to update each and every time. So we should keep on analyzing what it is really happening. So that's why I am sharing my concept. I am sharing my concept to you, my dear students, how this could be eradicated, how this could be treated. So coming to vitamin D, erythropoietin is also a vital hormone that stimulates the bone marrow to create red blood cells in the body. Now you have to understand this concept very clearly. So kidney is producing erythropoietin. Why it is producing? Because there is no sufficient RBC cells. Okay, so what happens? Why that happened? Because whatever you take, the patient is telling, I am feeling gastritis, sir. I have taken calcium channel blocker, sir. So by taking, but still no improvement, sir. So what will happen when we keep on giving this type of H proton pump inhibitor? The intrinsic factor in the stomach will not produce the raw hemoglobin, which is the starting phase that we call it as rasa utpatti. From rasa utpatti only next rakta will be formed. So when the food of vitamin B12 reaches the stomach, when it combines with intrinsic factor, what will happen? Raw hemoglobin is formed. Whenever you give proton pump inhibitor, raw hemoglobin is not at all formed. So what next thing? Spleen will get the suggestion that, Arey Baba, if you work like this, it is not possible. So you have to overwork. Splenomegaly will be there after that. So spleen will work overtime, and somehow the patient does not feel any giddiness or anemic symptoms. Then what happens? Spleen also will tell, Arey Baba, I am fed up. Who is there next? So it will call upon the kidney. It's not possible for me. At that time, erythropoietin is being synthesized by the kidney, by which from the bone marrow, the RBC is formed. Now, let us compare the normochromatic RBC, which is formed from the stomach, and the concave or convex type of RBC, which is formed from the bone marrow. When there is a heavy pressure on the bone marrow, there is every possibility of getting micro RBC, which is not having capacity to hold 4 molecules of oxygen. So that is why there could be possibility of exertional dyspnea, pricking pain in the bones. All these happen. So Ayurveda acharyas have very well defined that from rasa rakta will be formed, rakta mamsa, mamsa meda, from meda asti, from asti majja, and last that is shukra. So it's a very finely they have explained. The same thing we have understood scientifically also. Okay, so now let us think that when erythropoietin is being produced, what will happen? It will have a reversal effect of on the kidney itself, because whenever kidney will work over time, there will be pressure from the external medulla to the inner side. So by which there will be a shrinking type of mechanism. So only we see in the renal failure patient, there will be shrinking. So why it actually happened? So we did not stop at the basic level. The patient started taking gastric tablets initially, so which has led to the kidney problem. It is there in allopathy textbook. If you take Sim's book, it is there that adverse reaction, you can go and see today itself. After that, you will be able to understand what I am telling you. So what will happen? Actually, it is been told that give only for 3 days to 5 days the gastric tablets. So only in emergency case, not for a long time. What we are doing? We are taking as a daily, regular, day-to-day basis. What is happening by that? So it's not a mistake of an author or a book's writer. So it's a mistake. You take the prescription of a doctor and keep on taking from the medical persons to get money. They keep on dispensing it, which is not actually seen in foreign countries. Without a prescription, you cannot get even single paracetamol also. So what is happening today? So they are simply unnecessarily taking each and every gastric tablets from 50 paise to 20 rupees tablet. So by which it's the formation is taking place. So we are not addressing at that juncture of time, and the patient comes to Ayurveda only after failure. Then what it is possible to do? So giving awareness to each and everyone. It's not a fight between different pathis. No. So I have got good number of good colleagues of allopathy, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, everyone. So it's not that, it's a question of humanity, survival of humanity. Like, if for the emergency, I all should go for an allopathy itself, but because it is an advanced form of Ayurveda itself. So if you take, for example, each and every medicines in allopathy are the basic you can get from Ayurveda itself, from where it has been extract, like vincristine, vinblastine, okay, reserpine, and many ecosprin. Okay, many drugs you can get from where it has been deriphyllin, everything. Okay, estrogen, everything like that. So it means that it's a very good life saving. What we are like, who made it more worse means people, like, if they are hungry, they for a junk food. In the same way, if they are having the pain, what will happen? They go for a painkillers. So in this way, what happened? Slowly, we started using for our betterment, means for our fast response, we started using all those things and left out Ayurveda, and which are all the alternative system of medicine. So now it's a time, now it's a call for each and everyone to return back, think back, and see what made me this, why I got this, and where I should start from. Start from the manas, give sattva vajaya chikitsa, look the nadi, and balance the doshas, vata, pitta, kapha. Okay, then the problem is solved. Body itself is a good doctor. You need not give any medicine. Body knows how to treat the wound, how to treat each and every disease. Only thing is that there is a defective mechanism. You have to just correct it. That job has to be done by the doctor. If we are doing that job, our job is done. So let us come to the next topic. After erythropoietin plays an important role in making red blood cells, I told you. So next, coming to renin. So why the BP will increase? Okay, so BP will increase when, see, whenever the flow of the blood is not sufficient. So just for example, take some cloth, put some water, it will go very freely. You take two cloth and put the same water, but it will not go as freely. So the receptor cells or the pressure cells within the kidney will produce the renin, by which it will stimulate the aldosterones, okay, corticosteroids, and by the combination of these three things, what will happen? There will be a powerful vasoconstriction will take place. As you know that whenever I think most of you do the watering to the pot and all. So if at all pipe is finished and you have to put water to the faraway pot, what you will do? You constrict the pipe such a way that it will go in a pressure and it will reach a greater distance, whichever you want. The same concept is being applied to our body also, because it is completely automated machine. Body has the each and if for getting a disease, body has a reason for it, and we tell that we do not know the reason. Has something like you, each and every time in our life we tell that it's very difficult to understand wife's mind. So we think that, oh, this is because I did not give that sari to her, because no, when I bring the sari, she tells no, for this I did not get angry with you. Then I go for, oh, is it that I did not take you to your native? No, it's not like that. It's for some other reason. You love me, no? So you now find out the reason. So we keep on analyzing her and keep on giving whichever the things she required, but still she is not satisfied at all. So we are not able to understand her actually what she required. So it's something after a few times we tell she is something stubborn. We cannot correct her. So let her be like that itself. That way, what will happen? There will be a complete friction each and every time we get fight. All the previous thing will come up, and what will happen? A big war fight will take place. So this continuous friction will not resolve any problem. So instead, we keep a name called as idiopathic reason. We do not know what is the reason. We told it as idiopathic reason. We do not know the cause. In the same way, we are telling there is no cause, or the cause is not known. So we call idiopathic cause, and we are simply treating with blockers, calcium channel blockers, angiotensin second blockers, peripheral vasodilators. These are all the treatment which we are doing in the hypertensive cases. We are only treating the high blood sugar by anti what you call like hyperglycemic, anti-hyperglycemic drugs. So by which it is not sufficient. So we are not understanding the full cause. We are only removing the side effect, or the most problematic things. We are solving the things by just giving few tablets. So now what is the real thing here is, so what happens whenever there is vasoconstriction is taking place, BP is shooted up. Okay, that could be a temporary mechanism. Whenever the problem is solved, that could be resolved. But now what we have done, we are not resolved the cause. We started with antagonistics, blockers. Then what will happen? Body which is trying to get resolved by itself, we are not giving a space to getting resolved, or finding whichever the cause it is, you are keeping on blockers. So the same phenomena is continuing throughout his life. So if a patient started with diabetes or hypertension, the patient keeps on taking the same medicine throughout his or her life. So which is the ultimate cause, and most few of the things is like they feed upon the painkillers, which is nephrotoxic in nature. That also could be one of the reason. So migraine. So usually people will take for headache, they keep on taking painkillers, by which they will end up in nephrotoxicity and renal failure also. So we are not like, why migraine? Migraine is a name given where no reasons for the headache. So we gave it's a migraine. So no reasons. So we are not able to find the reasons. The same idiopathic cause. So whenever we are not understanding, we keep a term as why cancer has developed, idiopathy. Why migraine? Idiopathy. Sugar? Idiopathy. Come on, everything is idiopathy. Then what is other than idiopathy now? So it is the time to think back, and you have to understand. And Ayurveda has a beautiful answer why it has happened for each and every thing. If you want to have rheumatoid arthritis, it is being told. It is for sugar, it is being told. So whenever look into our older classes, they stress upon the cause, and they tell that nidana parivarjanam. You leave all those things, then only you will be corrected. By taking medicine, no, you will not get complete corrected, because the same thing you have to change your manasthiti, mentality. So only it is being told that raga di rogan satatanu shaktan ashesha kaya prasurtanu sheshan outsukya moha aratitan danjadana yo apura vaidyaha namostu tasmai means each and every disease will be a resultant of your manas. That is sattva and rajatama. That is because of raga di rogan. That is kama, krodha, mada, matsarya, stress, depression. All these things will get counted. Then only the problem will start in the our body. So we have got 3 levels in our body. One is annamaya kosha, which you are seeing, and my mentality, that is manomaya kosha, and atma. So what will happen means that the manas will influence atma as well as the our annamaya kosha. See, just by example, you hear your favorite dish is in front of you. You are very much hungry. So whenever you hear a sad news that your near and dear ones died, so immediately the hunger suppression will take place within seconds. Whenever you see a lion, the immediately what will happen? Heartbeat will increase. So heavy amount of sugar is released into the bloodstream, so that you can run 10 or 40 kilometers. So what all these things signify means the relativity of the manas. So I think we are going to end this section. Thank you, friends. So next, immediately after this, I will be sending one more link to you so that we will be discussing further things or further questionnaire or the further medicines things. So keep on just watching for my one more, that is Google Meet. If you do not have Google Meet, please download the Google Meet so that next session will be in the Google Meet, where we will be discussing in depth relating to the what medicines has to be given. In this case, how we can reverse the thing. Okay, the donor cell therapy, what the donor cell therapy wants. So how the diminished kidney cells could be replenished. So this thing we can discuss immediately. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Have a good day.